So this came up a lot, and there are a few things about it to ponder. Now, if you don't know what we're talking about how little refurbishment Cullen most likely can reproduce, and I would say it's a resounding yes, and I actually very much believe that this is what the new Twilight books are going to focus on. I think there's overwhelming evidence, and yes, there are going to be new Twilight books, and I think the first one's coming out this year, and if you want to know why and all about that, check out my first pinned video because it's all there. But basically, you're saying because of the nature of hybrids, like, can she always reproduce? Is redfish, bluefish just going to be fertile forever so she could, like, potentially have thousands of babies? I feel like this is pretty likely, actually, but I do think there's another, like, potentially haunting, like maybe even more haunting possibility. I feel like menopause probably would not be a thing. Of course, you can never tell with Stephanie, but just based on what we know about hybrids, they grow rapidly for about 7 years and then they stay at full maturity, whatever that means according to Stephanie. So basically, she's not going to look any older than like early 20s max, right? But they stay at that age physically and they have the same immortality that vampires do. But Rice Cake does have biological systems, so we could assume she probably has like a menstrual cycle. But then the thing about that is I could see that maybe like she would stop that, or maybe she would stop being able to reproduce once she reached full maturity. I think that is the less likely option. I feel like it's more likely that she's just like fertile forever, and like you said, she could have like thousands of spawn, you know, like vampire werewolf hybrid spawn, which is very horrifying. But I think the other haunting option would be even more haunting, because then it would be like she would be like trying to reproduce before she reached full maturity. Because like I said, I really do think that they're gonna have little recalcitrant reproduce, and I feel like Recliner most likely will just be fertile forever, and I don't even know what to think about